All right, it was good to get a win Saturday. I thought there was a lot of examples of guys taking the practice field to the game and showing a lot of individual improvement and progress we've been kind of looking for. Led to us, closing it out with Will kicking that field goal to win it. Wrapping up the fan portion of training camp tonight. I think it's been an awesome camp. Energy and enthusiasm every day, great crowds, and always one of my favorite nights is the night practice. We get an opportunity in TCO Stadium to have our fans out, and very much looking forward to getting some work coming off a Saturday before we head to Cleveland. Definitely wanted to give you guys an update. J.J. McCarthy came in today with a little bit of right knee soreness. It was something, obviously he finished the game, threw a touchdown on his last pass, but out of precaution, we're going to, continue an evaluation on him and get some more testing done. Very important player, obviously, so we want to make sure we're smart about before he participates, making sure we have a good understanding of where he's at. I'll plan on giving you guys an update. I know we're heading out to Cleveland midday tomorrow, so we'll try to give you guys an update sometime, and we'll keep you updated on when that will be. But I did want to let you guys know that, so he won't participate tonight, and just want to let you guys know.
Kevin, was there a moment in the game that you pinpointed that happened, or?
No, it was like I said. He was, obviously finished. Could have continued playing. Kind of reached a good rep number there, right around 30 snaps that I kind of wanted to get for him, and obviously had a really positive performance. So we're trying to figure out maybe when it happened, but no, he just came in with some kind of routine soreness that a lot of guys after their first preseason game sometimes come in with, and it was something we want to be smart about.
Do you have any reason to think it's anything other than just routine?
At this point, Kevin, I really don't. We had a little bit of a later start today with the night practice, so we let the guys come in a little bit later than normal, so we got a little bit of a late start on, getting some more answers.
Could that change your plans for both the joint practices and then potentially the preseason game?
Yeah, if we, his availability, for those, he was going to get a lot of work, get some more, work with potentially, the first group even tonight. And so hopefully we can maintain the plans we've kind of had for him. He's really done a great job throughout training camp, whatever we've asked of him. Just getting in there and really having high-quality reps throughout, whether it's from a learning standpoint or a performance standpoint. So, like I said, we'll update you guys and hopefully have more information very shortly.
Are you expecting to travel with you guys?
I don't know that right now.
When you rewatch the game, is there a particular sequence that stood out to you when evaluating McCarthy as a whole?
Well, yeah, I mentioned it post-game. I loved just the response, not only the results of the response to the interception, but you can get a pretty good feel about a guy playing the position, especially when you're the play caller and the voice in their ear, just with how they handle it, from a standpoint of being able to come back out and make some pretty aggressive decisions. And I think we had, 12 total explosives on the night. It was my first time in a long time having, I think, 450 plus a total offense, and he had a lot to do with that, generating some explosives. Sam as well early on that first drive. I think we had a couple. So yeah, just his response was for sure one thing. I loved, normally what I look for at a young quarterback is when real pressure starts to happen, and he experienced some of that either on third downs in the face of some pressures, some man pressures, or even on a couple of the his play pass explosive that really kicked off, a lot of positive momentum. We should have had a linebacker accounted for in the protection, and so a guy that he's not expecting to be a free runner is a free runner, and he keeps his eyes up, stares right down through that thing, fires an absolute strike with some touch over the top of an underneath defender. I thought that was just a huge rep for him, and then how he was able to stack plays from there and really play well, play with good ball security in the pocket for the most part, move when he had to, and be decisive when he had to was what I was most excited about.
Kevin, when you're going through evaluations of that game with him, how much does he come in with his own notes on things he's watched and wants to improve, or do you initiate that process? How does that go with it?
Yeah, well, we watched the tape together, myself and Josh and Grant and the quarterbacks today. just it's always great to have that dialogue of, hey, what were you thinking? Maybe it was a protection call you made. Maybe it was a change of a play on a run play, cannon a play to a different play. There's such unbelievable teaching that can go on when it's real football, and you don't really have, the breaks in between periods. You don't have the coaches on the field. You don't have the video boards out there for us to all coach off of in real time. You can get some real in-depth understanding, and then it allows me as the play caller to really start, farming the conversation of play caller intent, what this play is really designed for. Why did I call it on a 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7? Was I anticipating getting the coverage we got? And if the answer was yes, great job. Basically that's what I mean when sometimes I say the extension of me as the play caller. And I think those are huge conversations for Sam, JJ, but also Nick and Jaron, for just the overall understanding of playing the quarterback position in our offense is always really, really important. And, I did really like, I know it was a unique, different approach from what we've done, but I felt like our guys were prepared to play. I felt like across the board, the guys that did play, looked like that they were ready to go. We've had a physical camp. We've pushed on them, but at the same time, our guys, felt like they're at the proper place right now in regards to building towards that opener against the Giants.
How do you weigh playing starters? Because, for a couple of years, I'm sure it was because of Kirk partially, you didn't play starters. Now, you played the starters or the majority of them on Saturday. It looks like a lot of teams are starting to do that. Like, what's changing in the league, and how do you weigh the fear of injury with the fear of, I guess, a lack of preparation for game reps?
Yeah, I think, it's kind of been, I would like to think it's a team-by-team approach based upon what your training camp calendar looks like. For us, last year we had 2 straight weeks of joint practices. The first year we only had 1, but you're right, we did have a lot of returning veterans, a lot of guys that had played in a lot of games, and I didn't have really any concerns about getting off to a fast start in 2022, and we did, in that opener versus Green Bay. Not that last year we certainly didn't, we were a couple turnovers here and there away from maybe getting off to a fast start again, but just in my overall assessment of this team this year, I felt like it was the best thing for the team, for Sam, for JJ. I thought the O-line, really not only just the first group, but really throughout the whole night, no sacks like I talked about post-game, and trying to, I've stood at this podium a lot talking about the run game. Well, it gave us a chance to see a little bit of that, and also see areas where we were close on some other runs, some runs where we didn't block it very well, or maybe it was a bad scheme by me. And so it was preseason for all of us. And what I like about it is, for a lot of our players, it's not going to be their first time really, getting geared up, ready to go when we play the Giants, because it's going to be a heck of a challenge on the road. And felt good to win at home at US Bank Stadium, regardless of preseason or not. I meant what I said before the game, that I take a lot of pride in trying to win football games at home for our fans, because it's the best atmosphere in the National Football League.
Yeah, where are you guys with Stephon Gilmore?
Yeah, he was in for a visit, had a great visit with him. Similar to some of the visits in years past, I would say it was really, really good dialogue, amongst Stephon, myself, other coaches, and really getting to know him personally for me. Flo obviously has a relationship with him from the past, and obviously Durante wanted to spend some time with him as well. I think the important thing is we're very proud of the atmosphere. We're very proud of our locker room, our players. So I always think it's a positive when we can just allow guys to get a little sneak preview, a sneak peek at what they may be joining if all things work out. But as far as where we're at right now, nothing to update there other than it was a really positive visit, and I'll keep you guys posted. He's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well. We kind of, have had a thought process in mind of when he'll be able to get some work this preseason, whether that's in practice or possibly, in a game, depending on how we want to handle the next 2 games. I'll keep you guys posted on that, but he's right in line with where Tyler thought he would be, and doing a really good job.
Kevin, when you were talking in the offseason about signing Sam Darnold, you talked about some of the things that you saw on tape that you liked and thought they could transfer over. I guess now that you have a sample size and seeing in the game, how have some of the things that you saw that you liked from before transferred over to now that you've had a chance to coach him?
Yeah, I think the arm talent, he made some throws, and specifically some of the anticipation. I mean, the dagger cut on 3rd and 10, kind of after right around the midfield there. I mean, that was a total. Speedy's not even near his transition at the top of the route, and that ball's out on 5 and 1 hitch. The ability to layer it. I think it was Spillane who was about 6-7 inches away from getting a fingertip on it. That throw was really impressive. I thought the under center drop back throw out of the bigger grouping. I think CJ was in there, and he just decisively, great fundamentals, technique, vision. I called a play for another 3rd down conversion that wasn't on the call sheet, and happened to spit that one out, and it happened to be the one where Ty Chandler, just trying to be good in pass pro, takes out his lead foot. I've actually never seen that before, a guy throw a field out cut, losing their lead leg in the process. So that was really, really impressive, and just 12 plays, and with the headsets going out, and there was a chance for that to be, and rightly so, chaotic, but it was probably most for me chaotic, but Sam seemed to handle it like a veteran, and just talking to the guys in the huddle, just the way he maintained his poise. I thought it was really, really positive. Couple balls that probably should have been caught from being, a wildly successful statistical drive to go along with what I thought was a really good quarterback play on that drive.
Rewatching the defense, what stood out to you about like Dallas Turner and Levi Drake and some of those young guys?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. They just felt active to me, and you can throw Redmond in the mix as well, as far as when it was him and Levi, James Lynch, and that second group, all guys that I've mentioned. I really like our depth along that D line, not just drafting Levi, but Jonah Williams and where J. Roy's at. So that's a good deep room right now, where we're really trying to figure out how these groupings all work together. But when you get some flat-out wins and one-on-one rushes by Redmond or Levi, or the two of them working together on an inside game, and Levi coming free for a sack, and then Dallas, critical, weighty down there in the red zone to go win on that rush. It's not surprising, but at the same time, it's always good to see a guy go out there and make a big play in those moments. And like I said, not only playing those guys, but a lot of the guys in our first group, there was a lot of things to correct. There was a lot of things that, maybe Flo didn't have his full repertoire of chaos. But I thought for what we did carry into the game and what we were looking to get execution-wise, there's a lot to coach off of, but a lot of really good things as well.
You mentioned the run game, specifically with playing a little heavier personnel early in the game. How did you feel about the run game as a whole, and just that component of things, using more fullback, more tight ends?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we were getting guys snaps and everything, but that's how we want to play. We want to be versatile. We want to be able to line up different ways and run some different schemes. And when you have a fullback in the game, you can run some different schemes than you would out of paired tight ends or 11 personnel. CJ was great. I thought Johnny and Josh and really Muse, there were some really good things in Nikhil for really, I sometimes think we forget that it's his first time really playing inline as a tight end. Did some nice things as well, and then a guy that jumped out on the tape for me, was Trent Sherfield. Really every single one of those 11 personnel runs that popped, including Kanae's long one. He's really at the point of attack on a lot of those, and Trent's been one of those guys where I was really looking forward to seeing him play, because it's not a thud, it's not a two-hand touch drill anymore, and I think that's where Trent tends to thrive. But yeah, it was, I think we know who we want to be in the run game. I think we know kind of where we want to live as far as the types of schemes and the things we want to focus on. And then to me, it's about the complementary plays off of those runs. And it's not just marrying the run and the pass to generate explosives, which we were able to do and put some defenders in conflict. It's also run-to-run type of conflict where we can help those guys up front with the type of combinations they're hitting on one play, and then they can have a equally impactful kind of reverse combination on other plays if you want to look at it like that. And seeing who can handle the snap in and snap out versatility. And I really liked a lot of the things that I saw. You can tell I'm excited about it. I could go on for another. The sun's almost down, so maybe I'll keep talking.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.